What's up, bronies, ponies, coast enthusiasts, and other creatures, my name is Trash Manualist, and welcome to another video. Today, we're gonna do a new thing. We're gonna do keep, skip, and scrap. I got this idea from Coaster Dad. Go and follow him. He makes a lot of shit. I actually only watched that one video from here, this video from Fantasyland. So, yeah, go and watch that video at least, and go in and see what else he got. I know I'm sure gonna do it. But yeah, keep, skip, and scrap is a concept where I go through a ride lineup from a theme park, and I'm gonna either keep it, skip it, or scrap it. Basically, skip is basically the thing in between the keep. It's like, oh yeah, you should 100% keep this, and yeah, definitely scrap this. Just like, yeah, fine, I guess it's fine. You have it. There's gonna be a lot of those. The first video we're gonna do it is with probably the theme park that I know the most of any theme park, which is Djurs Sommerland. I have been going there since Gathering opened, so I have been going there for at least 10 years now. So I know this park a lot, which is also why there's a few defunct rides on this list, and one yet to come. There is gonna be a few because I feel like I could speak my personal opinion. There's two I can't, which is the new one and one defunct one. Everything else I can give my personal opinion on. This will both be my personal opinion and just what I think of, like the general opinion of it is. Just gonna break in here from the editing. I would like to mention that this is not a ranking video. This is not how I would rank these personally. There's some of these rides where I put it into scrap, and they could be higher on my list than some of the ones in skip or keep. So I would just like to mention that this is not a ranking video. Now back to the video. So with that said, we're gonna start off with an actual defunct ride, which is Abekatten. This is a defunct ride. This was beforehand called Hottentottkarussellen, which was extremely, really racist. But yeah, I can see that it was a good idea to change over to Abekatten. The thing is, this ride had never any queue. The last 2 years-ish, they had one person go between Kannibalgrønne and Abekatten. No one rode this one. I really like this one, and if I remember correctly, it was a great ride. But I'm gonna go with what Djurs actually went with and say scrap it. I'm sorry. I really like Abekatten, but if I just need to look at it, then it's gone. Next up is Enedammen. This kind of have the Cannibal or Hottentottkarussellen. Now I can't even Abekatten vibes, because I actually really like this ride. It's very fine ride in general, but I just really like it, so I'm gonna put it into skip, because it's not something that is like, oh yeah, you should definitely keep it. They could scrap this at any time and nobody would care. But I feel like it's a fun ride, and I would be sad if it went away. Alright, I should probably talk about the water park. The water park, I have only chosen the actual water slides. There's no the Hawaii section and the wave section, the wave pool. Those two are not in here. The wave is here, but the wave pool itself is not. So we're gonna start off with Black Hole. This is probably the best normal water slide they have. I really like Black Hole, but I feel like it is a bit outdated. It feels like it's very old, from what I can remember, and that was a few years ago at least. I think it was at least 4 or 5 years ago I last wrote this, and if it felt old back then, I can't imagine what it feels like right now. I am very confused. I'm very uncertain whether to put it in scrap or skip, but I really think I like it much. It feels old, but I really like it as well. So I'm gonna put it into skip because I will really be sad to see it go. Bondegårdskarussellen. I like to have the merry-go-rounds in parks, but I feel like they could do a lot better than Bondegårdskarussellen. Scrap Bondegårdskarussellen and get an I wouldn't say a normal carousel because that wouldn't fit in well at Djurs, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe it could go up and skip because it doesn't really hurt anyone for just being there. Nah, I'm just gonna keep it there. Buffalo Bombercars, this goes for both the mini and the normal version. Buffalo Bombercars is definitely a keep. I feel like that is a great ride. Buffalo Bombercars definitely deserves to be in the park, and has been in such a long time. I can barely remember the time that it wasn't there. And it's a must do for me. It's not really a must do for me, but it just happens that I try it every time I'm in there, because it's a bumper car and I'm in there with friends and it's funny with friends. All right, first ride that I actually haven't tried because it's not open yet. It's Camino del Sol, and I can already say this. This is definitely a keep. It's a great addition to the park already. This ride is definitely a awesome addition to Sommerland. It will especially give a lot more things to Mexico, which I think is great. Alright, then Ville Hønsjagt, and that is definitely a keep. I fucking, if not for anything else, then for that front car. Like, if they ever scrap the Ville Hønsjagt, which is probably gonna do in like 50 years or something, keep the front car around. I love that thing. That's a great. Alright. Oh, childhood rides, childhood rides. Just go compass. I actually can't even remember what the ride's name is, but yeah, I'm sorry, this is a scrap. It could go up and skip because again, it doesn't really hurt anyone, but the crowd isn't there. I can remember when I was young, this ride had like not a long queue, but at least like 3 or 4 cycles. And nowadays, just nothing. I could walk on this, and it's just not an interesting thing. Actually, no, I'm gonna put it into skip. I feel like they should keep it, but there's not gonna be many in scraps. I'm legit pulling on strings to get things in scrap, and not just rave about everything's gonna be in keep. All right, let's go. Next one, Dino Expedition. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys. I don't like Dino Expedition. This is where my personal opinions come in. And this has nothing to do with Jungle Safari. I love Jungle Safari, by the way. But this has nothing to do. Dino Expedition is just a shitty ride. I don't like it. It's the only good part and the only reason I ride it is for King Kong. I love King Kong. But everything else is just, this just sucks. It's, most of the time, it barely works. The capacity is somehow ass for a dog ride, or like an ish dog ride, because they just can't keep it running. This is easily a scrap for me. I know it's like kind of one of the center rides of Dino Land, but no, this is just, if they can fix it and maybe make it a little bit more interesting, then I could keep it up to skip or maybe even keep. But yeah, no, for right now, Dino Expedition is definitely going into scrap. Djurs Expressen, for the history alone, go into keep, because this is actually the only day 1 ride that Djurs still has. So I definitely think they should keep this one. I haven't ridden it in forever, but I feel like they should definitely keep this. Draukong, yes, is there any doubt that this is a keep? This is one of the 3 big coasters in Djurs Sommerland. Of course they need to keep this, and it's a very good ride in general. The theming is probably my second or third favorite of the entire park, or maybe even in entirety of Denmark, because Denmark isn't really that great at theming other than Djurs. I'm sorry to say that. But like in general theming, then Djurs is kind of the pinnacle. Legoland is probably at a distant second. But yeah, nothing you really have the theming of this one. The other one is Skadun. I love Skadun theming. But yeah, Draukong is easily a keep. Dragskibet. That is my, I think actually my third favorite still operating flat ride in Djurs. I love Dragskibet. It gives some amazing, it reminds me a lot of Rutsjebanen. It's like the swinging ship of Rutsjebanen. Like the force wise. Except the laterals aren't there. And Rutsjebanen is way better. I like this though. El Grito, new edition. Great drop tower, easily keep. There's, like, if anyone is gonna dispute that, then you're just objectively wrong. Like, I would like it to be taller, I guess, but like for what it is, this is a great drop tower. Easily, I think it's like my fourth favorite drop tower behind Scream, Hollywood Tower of Terror, and Icarus. Maybe Atmosphere is over it. I'm not really sure. Sorry for saying that, by the way. Fossilväskan. I'm just gonna say it now, and it's gonna come up later. I have a personal vendetta against this ride. It's gonna go into skip. It's not gonna be a scrap because it's actually a very good teacup. It's not like the Madhouse teacup at Disneyland or the ones at Liseberg. Liseberg's this ass. But the I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back to these. Don't worry. Frøerne. I'm actually gonna take both Frøerne and Grisebæsene. They're not gonna go there. It's just for now. Grisebæsene. I'm gonna take these two separately and say that why do they have both? I would say scrap Frøerne. I know that's the older one, but I actually like the roof of Grisebæsene more. So keep Grisebæsene, scrap Frøerne. It's don't have two of the same ride. Like Disney can get away with it because they themed it differently and they are very far apart. Not very far, but they're far apart. These two are right next to each other, and they're both the same-ish theme, which means that they're both like farm theme. Although frogs, I guess. I don't know. Jungle Rally, that's a good skip. It's not a particularly good kiddie coaster, but every park needs a kiddie coaster, I say. So I feel like this is a skip. It's not something that would kill the world if they scrapped, but it's definitely not like a must keep. Like they can pretty easily scrap this. Although I really like the theming on this ride. Oh no, Bananbåden, also known as Jungle Safari with Chico and Krybskytterne. I don't know why I said with. Med. All right. Bananbåden. I'm just gonna call it Bananbåden from now on. The banana boats, because that is what they're primarily known as, even though their real name is Jungle Safari. I am just gonna say it now. And again, no, Dino Expedition has nothing to do with this, right? But Jungle Safari is easily a keep. I know it was it showed very much its age at the last part of it, but I feel like with enough maintenance, then this could have been like an all-time dark ride, or ish dark ride. Outdoor dark ride. The Bananbåden was and would still be an amazing ride and one of the best rides in Djurs in general. I feel like I have this inside my top 10 of favorite Djurs rides ever. Juvelen, again, it's another easy keep. Like it's one of the big three, and this is one of the best family coasters out there, so easily keep. All right, I said I will come back to Fossilväskan. The reason I have a vendetta with this is because of Kannibalgrønne. Fossilväskan is a good teacup ride, but it is a fucking baby compared to Kannibalgrønne. Kannibalgrønne was insane. This is easily my favorite teacups ride of all time, and I've never seen that being taken over. And I swear these things were running faster at Halloween. I don't have any any like confirmation on that, but I swear, dude. But yeah, Kannibalgrønne is so insane, and I'm so sad they went for Fossilväskan. The thing is, I also have Kannibalgrønne over is mostly because Kannibalgrønne is bigger. We was sitting free in free like ish small dudes in Fossilväskan, and it was very cramped. Here I could sit like 5 people in there, and we could easily sit there and spin that hell out of that thing. So yeah, that's kind of another thing. I'm so sad that Kannibalgrønne is gone. I want these two back. I guess this kind of have the same problem as Abicaden, but this ride is just way too good. All right, Kanorne. You know what? I actually like the idea of Kanorne. I don't like riding it as much. The same with actually give me Venturen as well. Venturen and Kanorne, I don't really enjoy riding them that much. It's kind of I do it from time to time, and if I do, it's always Venturen, and I hate those things actually. They're super hard. Not as hard as Sommerland challenge, but super hard. But Canon, yeah, it's a skip. It's not a definite keep, but it's nice to have in a park. But it's not a scrap because again, it's nice to have. Carlos Taxi. This is where I should have made a script for this, because I have no idea. This could go anywhere. Like, it could go down here because technically, Jungle Rally is like an overall better experience, except for like super painful. But it's also just, in general, a better ride. Like, the pain of Jungle Rally makes this better. And then there's my nostalgia for this, because this, I would presume this is my first ever credit. So a little history fact about me there. And I've written this not more than any other quiz because I feel like some other quizzes beginning to go up there. I can't decide, so I'm just gonna keep it in skip. Because this could I can't make up my mind because I don't think it deserves there, but I don't think it deserves there, and I feel like it doesn't really need to be here. It needs to be on one of those, and I can't decide. So I'm just gonna move on and keep it in skip. Done. Cornwall, I hate those rides. There's two rides, like there's two rides that I really just hate, and there are two rides I hate versions of. The versions I hate is like the teacups when they done badly, and the swinging ship. Actually, Djurs Sommerland is actually very good at taking the good options because the swinging ship and the teacups, both the teacups, is actually very good. But the two that I just absolutely I hate. There's just two I actually absolutely hate. One of them is Cornwall. I don't like Cornwall. I don't like the bicycle thing. I have always said that there is a way to make this enjoyable, which is you can change gears like a normal bicycle. If you could change gears like a normal bicycle, so you don't paddle away to infinity, then this would be much better and would be an actual, not an enjoyable ride, but it would still be a maybe good enough to go into keep. But the way that it just works, and I just can't really do anything about it because it's Samperla. I think it's Samperla. If don't tell me if I'm wrong, I'm gonna figure it out someday. But yeah, it's whoever makes this, I'm just gonna say Samperla for now. Fix that. If they fix that, then this will be a way better ride. Alright, Langkang Expedition. That's also an easy keep because Langkang Expedition is insane and it has been here for such a long time. It is basically a Djurs Sommerland classic. Beforehand it was known as Colorado Adventure, but who cares? It's I would actually say I actually enjoy Langkang Expedition more because there's so much more. Beforehand you just sailed around. Now there's some things to look at while you actually go through the not mountain part. And I like the big thing on top. I know I took a big picture of Colorado, but who cares? Alright, Mexico Golf. They just closed one of these, so I'm gonna keep the other one. Actually, I'm gonna put this in skip. I feel like the golf is unnecessary for a theme park, but nice to have. It's basically like these two here. It's like it's cool to have, but it's not like a must-have. Oh, milkshake, and this is actually a long time since I tried this, so maybe I should. There's multiple of these that I need to ride again. But milkshake is just a skip. It's not important enough to keep, and I don't think it's bad enough to be scrapped. Motorbike derby. I was just disappointed of this. Like I see this, and I was just like, oh, that looks awesome. It looks like the mini version of the air race from Samperla. And that was just so disappointing. I feel like I should have looked more at the queue because I feel like that is what will make my mind if it's a skip or keep. If the queue is long right now, then sure, do it in a skip. But if it's just short all the time, then do it in then go to scrap. Because why have a ride that's not really that incredibly good? I'm gonna put it as keep because I don't know which one. So it's gonna stay there. Piraten, main attraction at the park, easy keep. Piratfisken, yeah, here's my bias again. I like piratfisken. I know that a park should not have this many water rides. It has 4. At least it's not Hunter Park level. I think it actually is. I actually know what to think about it. But piratfisken is actually probably the weirdest ride at the park. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you have like a full boat, then you are not gonna go get off this dry. I love this ride. Piratfisken is definitely an underrated classic that everyone should try. Alright, Pony Explosion. This is easily a key skip for me. And this one is actually a ride that I would put into keep if they change one thing. Because this is actually a very nice children's ride. I can't be good against the children's ride. This one would have been a keep if they let other than children ride it. If they let, I think it's 120, I think, 120. That is the maximum height for this. There's no particular reason for it, I think. But if they let older people ride it as well, this would definitely be a keep, because I think it's a great ride. But right now, it's in skip. Rio Grande, also a very easy keep. Rio Grande is great. I really like Rio Grande. I will say I would like there was more theming after the waterfalls. Like, after the waterfalls, until you get to the town, then there's basically nothing. And that actually kind of sucks. I would actually like some more theming there, but it's still maybe not the second best raft in Denmark. It's one of the good ones. I love all the rafts, so that's not saying anything. What do you do? An easy skip. Yes, no, an easy keep. I like these rides already. I can remember that I tried the one in Disneyland. I love that one. But yeah, what do you tuna? That was what it's called. That's a great ride. I really like it. I like the new misses. It's so funny to try. I'm definitely gonna try this the next time I'm there, since it's a long time since I tried this. Well, there's so many of these that I need to try again. But yeah, this is a definite keep. This is another one of those children's rides that I really like. Sablet. That is an easy keep as well, because of the abnormality of this ride. This is not a normal drop tower. It's so special with the tilting feature, and I really like that about it. So this is a easy keep for me because it's so unique, and actually takes a lot more other than El Grito. Oh, what the fuck? What am I even talking about? It's also a lot different than it's a lot different, and it's also the better family drop tower. Just saying already now. Sapphire Person, I can't confidently say anything. I rode it the first time the year it opened, and I can't remember it at all. So it's gonna go into skip because I feel like this could be good, but I can't remember. Scattering, easy keep as well. It's one of the big rides as well. I will say I like the theming on this. This is my favorite theme coasters in all Denmark. So this is an easy keep for me, and it's a great ride in general. With no queue actually, which is concerning. At least all the times I've been there. Solguden, easy keep. Everyone that doesn't think Solguden is in keep is absolutely wrong. This ride with its banger soundtrack should definitely be in here, and it's way better than these two. Haha. Alright, next one is Speed Gonzales. That is also a keep. For the simple reason that I really like these. And the views of Piranha is great. So, this is an easy keep for me, so yeah. Spinosaurus. You know, keep it. I'm not a big fan of the disco. Actually, no. I don't have a problem with disco coasters. I have a problem with the discos. The discos is ass, but the disco coasters is actually fine. But I feel like they add a lot to the flat ride collection of Djurs, which is something that I can't say about Philip. So this is actually great. Oh, speaking of flat rides that add to the collection, Sultan. I love Sultan. Like, Sultan doesn't get enough respect. You need to go out to Djurs Sommerland and get this ride some respect. Right now. They closed, but right now. Right, to examine the coaster. I like the idea of it. I like the idea of it. I don't know if I like the execution of it. The ride in general is very mid. Also for powered coasters is also very mid. I feel like it's like smack down in the middle of all the powered coasters I have tried. I like the theming of it, but again, I'm gonna say skip to this one. I know that's kind of weird when I put every other coaster up here. But yeah, I don't think I connect this. I really like it, so but it's gonna go there. Torshammer is also a keep because that is the oldest operating ride or coaster at the park, and it's actually great still. It's smooth, it has great forces, and yeah, an easy keep. I really hope they're not throwing this out when they need to expand beyond, because this is really an iconic ride, and I really love this. Tion, speaking of great flat rides before, Tion is an amazing flat ride, easily the best one in the park. Easily a top 3 ride in the park. Depends on who you are, then it could be 1, 2, or 3. But for me, it's number 3. I like Piraten and Juvelen better. But Tion is an easy number 3, and it's way better. I don't know if way better than Algrito, but those two are at least way better than Dragon, which is number 5. I think, maybe Irugan. I can't remember. At least the top 4, Tion, El Grito, Juvelen, and Piraten is definitely a like must-do top 4. Fine, I'm gonna be sweet and say Traction is gonna go into skip, because I'm not a general fan of these rides, but it's fine. It's better than it's not better than Dino Expedition, but I have less of a problem with it than Dino Expedition. Where this one is just kind of boring, but at least give some energy into Bundegårdsland, which I actually really enjoy. So yeah, it's gonna go into skip. Speaking of with Sablin, I said that it was a superior family drop tower, and it definitely is. I don't have a problem with these two, other than they call it 2 rides. As long as they have one queue, it's not 2 rides. So yeah, it's gonna go there. Vikingetårnet. Do you remember this ride where I said there was 2 rides I hate? This is the other one. This one I can bear. This one I generally hate. I feel like this is not the bottom of the bottom. The one in Tivoli is definitely easily the worst one. Like by a mile. And then this one comes in number 2, I think. Or the one at Legoland that is gone now. But yeah, no. Can we just stop making these rides? They're not fun. They hurt my hands. I don't have gloves in a theme park, please. So get rid of these. When I was younger, I thought they were fine, but like as I grow older, I just hate them. All right, now comes more of the water park stuff. We have I actually forgot what this Wakili Surf School, I think it is. This is a skip. It's not something special. It's Speedy Gonzales, but a water slide actually, but an actual water park ride. So yeah, it's Speedy Gonzales but bad. Then it's water slides. I am gonna put this in keep because this is a nice addition to the water ride lineup, or the water slide lineup. The water slide right. I can't do this right now. The water slide lineup. There, nailed it. But yeah, I can't distinguish any of these 4, but they are very good at like having more to do in the water park, which I definitely appreciate. And then we have with the wave. This is probably, and this is a probably because I'm not really 100% sure. I think this is my third favorite water slide of all time, behind the floor drop one from Forup and Tornado from Lalandia in Billund. And then this one, because those two I like more, but then this one is actually very great as well. Wild Rivers, I really love Wild Rivers, so that's a definite keep as well. So yeah, there's not much to say there. Then we have Wild West Carousel, that's a skip. It's not a definite keep because I could see it. Actually, no, actually. I'm actually gonna put this into keep. And now that I think about it, because I actually really like the idea. It gives another ride to Western Land, which is desperately need. If they should not remove this at all, unless they're like adding another ride in, because there is so few rides in Western Land. And then it gives some great kinetic energy to Western Land, which is absolutely fantastic. And then the ride is just a basic wave swinger, but it has like the same thing as Fantasia Lands, where there's water sometimes. It's kind of on off. So, but yeah, it's great, and I like the water as well, even though you can be hit by it, which is very funny when you do. Last ride is we start with the defunct and we end with the defunct on. And I'm sorry to say I've never ridden this. This is the other one which I haven't ridden, and I'm sorry to say this. This is another scrap. The problems with is just too insane to have this around still, and we got Tion for it. So I have also heard from people that actually tried this one and the other ones that it's way better to look at than to ride. And hopefully I'm gonna go to Bellaverde before Valador closes. Yeah, that's what it's called. I forgot what it's called. El Valador closes, so I can try what I missed at Inan. And I will say I do miss it. I really like the way it looked. And I would have liked it to maybe have been moved instead. But for what it was and how many issues this ride had, this is definitely a scrap. So, what do you guys think? Did I royally screw up this list, or did I actually do pretty well? The only ones I could see being a problem is on Dino Expedition and Abikaden. Everything else looks kind of right for what, maybe some of these are up here as well, maybe Sablin or something. But yeah, I hope I gave enough reasoning to why I feel like they should be where they are. But I hope you guys agree, or else if you don't agree, put down into the comments where you would place maybe some of these different from me. But with that said, hope you liked the video, and if you did, then please hit the like button. If you want to see more Coaster and Pony content, then please hit the subscribe button and click the bell to get notified every time I upload a new video. But yeah, with that said, Brohoof, see ya.